Right now, at this very moment, one of the most powerful airports on Earth is suffocating. Not from neglect, not from mismanagement, but from the one thing no one saw coming: its own jaw-dropping success. Dubai International Airport handled 92 million passengers last year. 92 million. That's more international travelers than any other airport on the planet. It connects 240 cities. It never really sleeps. And it is completely, mathematically, physically, out of room. So, Dubai is doing what Dubai always does when faced with an impossible problem. It's writing a check, a $35 billion check, for the largest airport ever built. To understand why Dubai is making this colossal bet, you need to understand the trap it's already in. Dubai International, DXB, covers roughly 2,900 hectares. That sounds like a lot until you compare it to Denver International Airport, which spans over 13,000. Denver has room to breathe, room to grow. DXB? It's a prisoner. To the north, the dense historic lanes of Deira. To the south and east, high-rises, hotels, and one of the most expensive urban fabrics in the world. There is no spare land next door. There is no third runway waiting to be built. Every direction is a wall of city. For years, Dubai's engineers and operators were extraordinarily clever about this constraint. They couldn't build out, so they built up in efficiency. DXB was optimized to a razor's edge, every gate cycle timed to the minute, every runway slot accounted for. And then they found a brilliant workaround in plain sight: the Airbus A380. The A380 is the world's largest commercial aircraft. On 2 decks, it carries up to 850 passengers. Emirates became its single biggest operator, 115 of these flying giants. The strategy was elegant. If you can't add more flights, put more people on each one. Pack the passengers in, keep the runway slots constant. For a while, it worked. But aviation doesn't stand still. The industry has pivoted hard towards smaller, more efficient twin-engined wide-bodies, aircraft like the Airbus A350 and Boeing 787. These jets don't need 4 engines, they burn less fuel, and crucially, airlines love them because they can open new direct routes that simply don't have the demand to fill an A380. More routes, more planes, more takeoffs, more landings. Then there's Fly Dubai, Dubai's low-cost carrier, running a rapidly expanding fleet of Boeing 737s. Each 737 occupies a full runway slot. Each 737 carries maybe 180 passengers. Compare that to 600 on an A380. You start to see the math unraveling. Industry consultants estimate DXB's hard ceiling sits somewhere between 115 and 120 million passengers per year. Dubai is already at 92 million. On current growth trajectories, it hits that wall in just a few years. And Dubai's stated goal by 2050? 250 million passengers annually. The gap between where they are and where they need to be isn't a gap you bridge with clever scheduling, it's a chasm. And at the bottom of that chasm is the entire economic model of a city. Aviation accounts for over 25% of Dubai's GDP. This isn't a transport problem, this is an existential one. Here's the twist. Dubai already has another airport. It's called Al Maktoum International, officially DWC or Dubai World Central. And for most of its existence, it has been one of the most spectacular non-events in aviation history. The vision for Al Maktoum dates back nearly 20 years. The plan was staggering in its ambition: the world's largest aviation hub, purpose-built from scratch in the desert 30 miles south of the city. Designed for 160 million passengers a year and 12 million tons of cargo. An aerotropolis, a city that exists entirely to serve the airport around it. It opened for cargo in 2010. Limited passenger flights began in 2013, and then it stalled. The 2008 financial crisis hit Dubai hard. Construction budgets were slashed, timelines slipped, and then came the more fundamental problem. Airlines simply weren't interested in splitting operations between two airports 30 miles apart. Think about it from an airline's perspective. You've built your entire network, your crew scheduling, your maintenance operations, your catering contracts, your passenger connections, all around one hub. Moving half your operation to a different airport doesn't just create logistical headaches, it fractures your network. Passengers miss connections, bags end up at the wrong terminal, costs multiply. For over a decade, DWC limped along as a cargo facility, a base for private jets, and a temporary overflow site during DXB maintenance windows. When COVID hit, it became the most parking lot in the world. Hundreds of grounded Emirates jets, mothballed in the desert, waiting for the world to reopen. Critics pointed to it as a cautionary tale about overambitious megaprojects, a white elephant in the sand, a monument to hubris. But here's the thing about white elephants. Sometimes the world catches up to them. By 2023, it was clear that DXB's growth trajectory and its physical constraints were on a collision course. The pandemic had been a pause, not a reset. Demand came roaring back, harder, faster, and more fragmented than before. More routes, more carriers, more frequency. And in April 2024, the Dubai government made it official. Al Maktoum is no longer a backup plan, it is the plan. The new master plan for Al Maktoum International is unlike anything aviation has seen before. Not an expansion, a reinvention. And it comes with a price tag of $35 billion, 128 billion UAE dirhams, and a vision that doesn't just solve Dubai's capacity problem, it rewrites the rulebook entirely. Start with the runways. Most large airports struggle with runway independence. When runways are too close together, aircraft on parallel tracks can interfere with each other's airspace. You can't operate them fully simultaneously. It's one of the quiet bottlenecks that nobody talks about, but every hub operator fights. Al Maktoum will have 5 parallel runways spaced far enough apart for fully independent simultaneous operations. 5 runways running concurrently. That is not an incremental improvement, that is a step change. Then the gates, 400 aircraft stands. For context, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, the busiest airport in the world by total passengers, operates around 190 gates. Al Maktoum is planning more than double that. The supporting infrastructure matches the ambition. On-site catering facilities producing 200,000 meals a day. Maintenance hangars capable of servicing the largest aircraft in operation, including the A380 and whatever succeeds it. Housing for tens of thousands of airport employees, and a direct freight corridor linking the airport to Jebel Ali Port, one of the world's busiest container terminals, creating a seamless air-sea logistics pipeline. New dedicated expressways, metro extensions, a multimodal hub designed not just as an airport, but as the anchor of Dubai's southern urban expansion. The headline number, 260 million passengers per year. That's not a stretch goal, that's the design capacity. Nearly triple what DXB handles today, and a full 10 million beyond Dubai's own 2050 target of 250 million. They're building margin into their ambition. But here's the detail that reveals just how high the stakes are, and how unusual this transition will be. Emirates has made it crystal clear, They will not split their operations. Not one terminal here, one terminal there. Not a phased migration that moves 20% of flights per year. When Emirates moves to Al Maktoum, it moves all at once. Every single flight, every single day. That means Al Maktoum cannot open as a half-built project. On day one, which current projections place in the early 2030s, it must be capable of handling 150 million passengers annually, fully staffed, fully equipped, every system running. That is one of the most demanding operational specifications ever placed on a construction project. If this were just a story about one airport replacing another, it would be remarkable enough. But there's a second layer here, one with enormous geopolitical weight. Dubai does not operate in a vacuum. Saudi Arabia is coming, fast. Riyadh Air, a brand new national carrier, launched with an order of over 100 aircraft and an explicit mandate to pull international transit traffic away from Dubai. King Salman International Airport, currently under construction in Riyadh, is designed for 120 million passengers by 2030. Saudi Arabia has the oil revenues, the political will, and now the aviation strategy to challenge Dubai's dominance directly. Qatar is not standing still either. Hamad International in Doha consistently wins global awards for efficiency and passenger experience. Qatar Airways has been aggressive, launching new routes, pursuing market share, and building a reputation that rivals Emirates in the premium segment. These airports don't just neighbor Dubai's airspace, they compete for the same layover passenger making a decision about which route to book from London to Singapore, from New York to Nairobi, from Sydney to Frankfurt. That connecting passenger, the one making a one- or two-stop journey across continents, is the engine of the entire Gulf aviation model. Whoever has the most capacity, the best connections, and the smoothest transfer experience wins that passenger. And right now, DXB's capacity ceiling means Dubai is slowly losing the ability to compete for them. Every new route Dubai can't accommodate because it's out of runway slots is a route a competitor can offer instead. Every delay caused by congestion is a reason for a travel agent to recommend Doha. Every missed connection at DXB is a customer who doesn't come back. The stakes are not abstract, they are immediate, commercial, and worsening by the year. Al Maktoum isn't just Dubai's answer to an infrastructure problem. It's the move Dubai must make to stay at the table in a region where the table is getting very crowded, very fast. Here's the honest truth about what Dubai is attempting. It's not just building the world's largest airport, it's trying to execute the most complex commercial aviation transition in history. And it needs to land it perfectly, on a deadline, while simultaneously keeping DXB running at maximum capacity for another decade. The construction window is roughly 10 years. During that window, DXB must not just survive, it must thrive. It will still need to grow to the absolute limits of its capacity, serving passengers, generating revenue, and maintaining the premium reputation that Emirates has built for 4 decades. Meanwhile, 30 miles south, an entire aviation ecosystem needs to be built from nothing. Not just runways and terminals, but the invisible connective tissue that makes an airport actually function. The ground crews, the caterers, the maintenance technicians, the customs officers, the cargo handlers, the IT infrastructure, the fuel systems, the retail concessions. Every one of those systems needs to be transplanted, rebuilt, or newly created, and all of it needs to work on the same day. History offers cautionary tales. The opening of Berlin-Brandenburg Airport, years overdue, billions over budget, plagued by technical failures on day one. The original terminal expansion projects at Heathrow T5, which opened to a baggage catastrophe that took weeks to resolve. These are complex projects at a fraction of the scope of what Dubai is attempting. But then again, this is Dubai. This is the city that built the world's tallest tower in 6 years, that created an island in the shape of a palm tree, that built a driverless metro through a living city. If any place on Earth has demonstrated the institutional will and operational capability to pull off something this audacious, it is this one.